Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business, and I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. I tell you, it's your business. Kind of understand what's happening in the sports business arena, which is why my good friend and regular feature here on the Price of Business, Chris Kidd, comes on, talks about what's happening in the business and entertainment and sports front, and how it all collides with money. And we got a big issue coming up today. But before we get into that, do want to mention, first of all, props again to the Astros. That game that Dallas pitched was unbelievable against the New York Yankees. And I saw it at a friend of mine's house. He has a 75-inch screen TV. Oh, wow. And, it was like unbelievable what it was, watching it. It's never been more amazing to watch. It's even almost better than being there, to be honest with you. It was so incredible.
Unless you got seats right up front behind home plate or something.
Yeah, it's exactly what it felt like. It actually felt like we got to sit behind a pitcher.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, and to see how he surgically chipped away at each of those hitters and how futile their efforts were, it was really extraordinary.
It was amazing. It was that was an awesome game.
It was incredible, and props to them. Do want to mention we are now in talks with the folks from the Houston Astros management about sending someone on to talk about how they went from worst to first in 2 years, and not quite first. They were first 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They lost first.
But
they were first
worse.
Almost the entire season they were in first in their division. It was bizarre.
Yeah, and at this point, you might as well be in first. It doesn't matter. At this point, you win or you go home. So everybody's in the same boat.
Well, and I would rather be facing Kansas City than I would Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto right now is at its stride. Kansas City's been kind of like Houston, a little bit of decline the second half of the season. Mm-hmm. Toronto was a joke the first half of the season. All of a sudden they exploded in the second half. They might now, I would think, is probably the toughest team in the American League right now is Toronto.
Yeah, and I hope it really works out for us. The Astros looked really good the other night. But a lot of times you don't want to play that team that is peaked going into the playoffs. Yeah. You want to play those, like you said, that have kind of declined. And, hopefully, that works out kind of in our favor, though, too. And, we get back and, get to that peak performance level again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun seeing Carlos Beltran get slapped around a little bit, He had nothing on that deal. It was amazing. All right, so, but we're excited about that. We're going to talk about Moneyball when we have that interview because it's truly, obviously works,
Yeah, that is. If anybody's seen the movie, they kind of have an understanding of, or read the book. They've got an understanding of, how that works and everything, and it's a pretty amazing strategy that. The guy with Oakland came up with years ago, and somehow it works. I don't totally understand it. The Yankees, they're known for Moneyball, but it's the other Moneyball. They go out and spend as much as they can. We want the most expensive players in baseball. That's what we want. And so, and it was really a David and Goliath kind of story. You see those guys with their pinstripes, and that stadium is breathtaking stadium. It's awe-inspiring, and the average age of an Astros is about 27, and to come in there and tackle them like they did, it was so impressive. Yeah, they showed a lot of character and a lot of poise just coming in and playing and winning and shutting them out in a situation like that. I want to say almost unbelievable, but that was really awesome.
Another big story that we were going to focus on the rest of our segment here is about the pink campaign in the NFL, and shame on them is what we're being told. First of all, give a little background of what the pink campaign is all about.
Well, the NFL Pink campaign is, basically the month of October, the breast cancer awareness and everything, and they turn everything pink from, the players' uniforms to cheerleaders' outfits to end zones and, the referees' flags, and so everything goes pink, and, they sell a ton of pink merchandise on this, which is the money raised from this pink merchandise is supposed to go to breast cancer research. And what has come out this week is there's a very, very small portion of that actually goes to breast cancer research, and it's really upsetting a lot of people. And in fact, I think Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, has really done a pretty poor job. Certainly from a PR standpoint.
And not just on this.
Yeah, I
mean,
this has been for a couple of years. I mean, it's really, the way that he handled the Ray Rice deal and Adrian Peterson thing, and then they had the Deflate Gate, and all these things, and it's just the way that he's handling it just does not. It's not sitting well with people, and then this thing comes out where everybody gets excited that they're, we'll go buy something and raise money for this great cause and everything, and we need to raise awareness, which will create more donations for breast cancer research and stuff. So the cause is great, and even to me, it's more of a marketing thing for them. It's not so much, obviously. I didn't even mention any of the numbers, but basically the way it's broken down, Darren Rovell from ESPN actually broke this story earlier. I think it was this week, and the NFL takes like a 25% royalty off of the wholesale price, which is basically half the price. And what ends up happening, like if somebody spends $100, 50% of that, so $50, will go to the NFL and the teams of the NFL and some of the league. The NFL, their little royalty part that they actually take out is like 1.25%. The manufacturers of the actual clothing and stuff and the different things that they're selling, the materials, they take 37.5%, and 8% of that, just over 8% of that actually goes to cancer research, the American Cancer Society, and then there's like another 3% that goes to the Cancer Society, American Cancer Society Administration stuff. So, but
that's scandalous.
Yeah, I mean the whole amount that's going to the American Cancer Society is just under like 12%, and the amount that actually goes to the research is only 8%. That's I think ridiculous.
I encourage people to go online, go to social media, and contact the NFL and tell them this is unacceptable. And they could argue that they're getting exposure to an issue that wouldn't otherwise happen, but I'm telling you, they're making huge amounts of money while they do it. This is unacceptable. Chris Kidd, you can learn more about him at chriskidd, KIDD.com. And thanks for being part of our show. I also want to send props to Brilliant Energy, Cornerstone Recovery, and the Parsivan Law Firm. I hope you have a great rest of your day and spend it wisely on this station.